We're live.
All right. Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for joining. I have Cindy as well as Susan here with me today.
We're busy right now because we're kind of hearing crickets at the moment. We're trying to keep the office busy, the crew's busy. I don't know if any.
Yeah, that wasn't me. Just to throw it out there, the brains behind Wholesale Fencing, his name is Adam Butts, and it's great. If and when you need to get your fence materials, we sell them nationwide, all different varieties, and that's the only plug I'll throw in there.
I think it's gonna dumb our generation up a little bit, though. I'm nervous that after a while nobody's gonna be writing their own emails. They're just gonna be They're gonna be typing in, tell Susan I think she smells funny.
Yeah. He asked me about it too. He said, "What's Susan's mom's name?" And I said, "Toby." And he was like, "She requested me." And I said, "Accept it. Duh, we love mom."
And we started doing meetings in the morning, and we have designated, I don't know if you guys have how you do your teams. International BNIs.
BNI.
Yeah, they
BNI in every city.
Yeah. Y con eso, hablando de eso, es qué difícil es cuando una persona entra a trabajar a un lugar que nada más hablan en inglés, ¿verdad?
I love the challenge. I love learning new stuff every day. And I feel like if I had to choose to do that on my own, I don't know that I would.
I like that.
I will tell you, my husband and I, we just got into the digital world this last, in 2023. We were still handwriting, all of our lead forms, all of our, fence layouts, everything.
I need my little halo on top of my head.
Does that mean I need to put on my horns?
About what the fence show is all about. And, I stuck around because I got a great group of amazing women.
You're talking about, millions and millions of dollars in a contract is not something that is, I guess, typical in the fence world. Right?
Makes me jealous. Now I want a horse, Brian.
Hey! Oh my goodness. Okay, everybody. It is March 18th. This is Women of FWA live Q&A session. They don't let me and Veronica on two together very often. Actually, I was not supposed to be going live today, but the world has a better plan for us, right?
They usually don't leave us unsupervised. That's usually what it is, because who knows? We actually have a topic to talk about though today, something that the women of FWA have heard me refer to quite a bit, and I really want to dig into it. But when I first brought it up, Susan, you're like, "What is that?"
The first time, but now she won't shut up about it. You love it. You love it.
What is it? What is it? What are we talking about?
Bring in a post turtle.
A post turtle.
Gotta say it all southernly, and it makes me want to go turtle, turtle.
Turtle.
Yeah, seriously. And then, of course, you sent me a picture of a turtle on a post earlier today, and I took great offense to it because I am no such thing.
You are not a post turtle.
So let's start at the very beginning of this so that we can discuss why it's important and the value that it brings, and why you use this terminology. What is the first post turtle, Veronica?
So a post turtle is exactly that. It is a turtle on top of a fence post. So
how to get there?
Okay, that is the $1 million question, is because does a turtle have any business being on a fence post? No. Did it get up there by itself? No. Is it going to sit up there with its little legs going, "Look at me, look at me, look at me"? Yes.
But what if it's a post in the middle of the ocean and it needs to sunbathe or save itself from drowning?
Oh my gosh. Okay, now we're reaching.
Okay, you're right. Okay, so how did this story come about? How did you ever,
how did I find out about it?
Yes.
Okay, so years ago, I had the privilege of meeting a wonderful man named Todd Hill. who actually was an instructor as well through AFA. And he did a lot of our like culture teachings, and he actually came from the mine, and he's a pastor, and he's just like an all around awesome, genuine person. And we were having a conversation without being able to put the title Post Turtle on it. And he chimed in and said Post Turtle. And I was like you, and I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah, like it's not very often somebody can make me go, wait a minute, say that again. So we really started to dig into it. And then I realized, you know, how often post turtles are, that we run into them every day. How many times a post turtle will actually ruin the company culture of a great organization that is built. So I use this term a lot. And so I feel like we really need to kind of bring awareness and the toxicity of a post turtle, what it does to your team, not only your internal team and your organization, but I mean, as a whole, one post turtle has the ability to crumble an organization because of their lack of work that they're putting into it, the lack of knowledge, you know, you're passing up other people. You know, there's so many different things that go into a post turtle. So I kind of want to dig into some of that. So again, does a turtle belong on top of a fence post in the middle of a field?
I think it depends on the situation.
Okay. If you were driving down the street and you saw a turtle up on a post,
I would say, how cute.
Okay. I love you. So usually what this metaphor also refers to is people going up to the higher level. Okay. Right. They are being promoted or they are going up to the higher level. And then usually a difference between a post turtle versus somebody that actually deserves to be on that level is really the work, the intelligence, the knowledge, you know, all of
the being a leader versus being a manager, right?
Absolutely. So, or being a boss. You know, that's the analogy, right? Is, you know, a post turtle is a boss. Right. You know, here, do, yes. Without having the knowledge of when, what, where, why, and how. And they're not leading by example. They don't have the knowledge behind it. They're strictly relying on the people that are feeding them the information instead of being able to teach and lead.
Right.
So yes, it's the same thing. A boss and a post turtle are the same exact thing. So how do you avoid post turtles in your organization?
I'm listening to a podcast on this exact subject. And obviously you have to hire people with, you know, integrity. You have to hire people with knowledge. You have to hire people who are hardworking and who care, because I mean, you can hire anybody off the street, but not all of them want to work. Not all of them want to learn. Not all of them care. And not all of them want to be a part of a team, right?
Right.
So, like, you got to pay for them, unfortunately, because leaders cost a lot more money.
Yeah. So looking at your internal team is also a great thing to do to avoid post turtles. But in turn, with that, you have to be really careful to make sure that you're putting the right people in the right position. So one of the things that I am super adamant within SWI is, and if Steph or Sarah or Dawn or any of my girls are watching, they'll know, like, we cross train all the time. I have them attend meetings with me on stuff they have nothing to do with, but what's going to happen is 3 months or 6 months down the road, they're going to hear certain verbiage and they're going to be like, oh, I got it. You know, so it's like an inadvertently way for me to see what their interests are, what their strengths are, because they're forever evolving, right? Everybody's interests, especially in this industry, there's so many different avenues and different things you can cover. So like cross training, you know, putting somebody in the right spot at the right time and, you know, making sure that you're acknowledging that if there is someone else that is going to go up a rung or somebody that's, you know, going to be promoted over them. And so you have to be really careful in that. So what happens if you hire a post turtle? What are some things that you're going to internally see within your team?
I mean, I've seen it. Like, well, why do they get to do that, but we all have to do all this hard work? Why? A lot of that, right? So team morale goes down.
Right. First and foremost, moods go to shit.
Yeah.
Right? If moods go to shit, what else goes to shit?
Oh, work. 100%.
Absolutely. So your morale goes down, your production goes down, and then in turn, what else goes down?
Your cash flow,
your
profits,
your reputation, and your financials. Yes, yeah. It all goes into.
Look, y'all, I'm real smart.
You got this. So this is why, we often see, those people at the top of the fence posts that are, spinning their little legs saying, look at me, look at me, look at me. But there's also no acknowledgement of who put them up there. They did not get there by themselves.
Okay. So I guess my coming back, let's step back. What is step one of recognizing a post turtle?
If you already have a post turtle, you're already in trouble.
Yes, but we're talking about a new hire. We're talking about a new hire, right? They did a great interview.
Here's a prime example, especially, and I'll make this definitely relatable, is don't hire a foreman if you already have foreman in place. Do not give somebody that job title from the very get-go. We have seen it time and time and time again. Every time that we've had somebody apply for a foreman position, they've got 10 years experience, they've got this, that, and the other. And I'm like, okay, cool. So we would even refer to them as a foreman in training. Yes, you have basic knowledge, but you're going to learn things SWI way. And you're going to learn, which is a whole new ball game. So you've got the basic principles down, but we're going to teach you. So then what happens is they get out in the field, and installers that have been with us, for a long time, they automatically start throwing that foreman card around, even though they're not technically a foreman yet. Right. So they've already started the post turtle morale. Mm-hmm. And that's when you have a conversation with them and you're like, hey, you got to do your time. You got to, you got to put in the work. You got to earn the trust and respect of the rest of the team. You're not up here yet. Right. We're going to encourage you. You have all this experience, yes, we're acknowledging that. But sometimes we got to knock it down a little bit.
I get you. So I think a more efficient way to kind of come to that conversation is regular employer reviews, right?
Yeah, so merit is a huge one. Focus on merit of your internal team, and make sure that you're acknowledging the strengths and the hard work of the team that you already have, and have very candid conversations. There are strengths and weaknesses. There are times where you have to look at somebody and like, man, your work in the field is like killer, but every time I give you paperwork to do, which is what is needed to get paid, that's not your strong suit. So let's work on improving this so we can work on you moving up the ladder to become more of a leader. And of course, the one and only JC Gurry. Sorry, we got to stop when they are on. So yeah, absolutely. Focus on merit within your internal team. Evaluations. We have a little bit different standpoint at SWI on evaluations than a lot of other organizations out there. We don't agree in yearly reviews. Mm-hmm. We don't agree in, going through the same form, and the same form fit everybody, whether if you have a form for the office and a form for the installers and a form for the foreman and we just find that it doesn't work. But we do stand on the culture that do the job you want to get paid for.
Yeah. It's like dressing for the job you want.
Absolutely. So if you're
I'm in a t-shirt, I want to be a garbage man.
Of course you do. There's a lot less social media involved in that. So we don't necessarily agree with that. We're telling our guys all the time, work for the job that you want to get paid for. And there's always eyes, in our team, our internal team and our field team. They're really good about saying, hey, so-and-so's absolutely killing it. And they've been killing it. They've been on it for like the last 2 months, like, hey, just want to let the office know, well, then that's a trigger. Hey, let's take a look at this. And then, we're reviewing wages and we're reviewing, different perks and positions and titles and that kind of stuff. So it is definitely a different avenue within SWI, but you should also be doing an internal check and an internal review of these team members that are a part of your team.
So I completely agree with all the steps. Like, you have to do what works for your company, and not everybody's on the review system or the whole nine. But like there is some kind of internal like check mark we're all hitting, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. And if you've got a team that you can rely on, and it's an internal team. If you know somebody is your go-to, like your go-to person, you've already hit boxes.
Right.
And if you've got somebody that you're kind of like, I don't know about this one, you've already not checked boxes. So you're doing it, but you have to have these conversations and talk to these people. And you'll be really amazed at what an attaboy does, or, hey, I couldn't have done this without you, or this project without you, or, and some acknowledgement. Throw them a $100 Amazon gift card.
I mean, even if you can, if you're a small business just starting out, positive reinforcement really matters.
Absolutely. And, it avoids having a post turtle come in.
Okay. So let me come at it from a different point of view.
Okay.
What if you're the post turtle and don't realize it? How do you get one, how do you recognize it? And two, how do you get out of it? Because we all are redeemable, right?
Absolutely. And I think that anybody, if you're questioning if you're a post turtle, one, good for you. The first thing I would actually recommend is for you to step back and look at your leadership, and look how you are leading or instructing or working. Are you working with the team? And if you're not, get your butt out in the field.
Yep.
Sit down and have some conversations. Start to build relationships with your team, because a boss does not have that. A leader does.
Mm-hmm.
And
recently I heard a boss pushes, right? They push against you. A leader pulls with you, right?
Absolutely. And a leader will be at the front of the line, taking the brunt of whatever's coming at the team.
Absolutely.
If there's going to be a bus that's going to hit it, the leader's going to get hit first.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody else has time to get out of the way of the situation, which is always, I tell everybody, you got an angry customer on the phone, send them my way. I'll take it.
I like those too, but like, here's the thing I find when you're second in line for a bad customer service phone call. They've already chewed out the first person. By the time they get to you, they're tired.
So I will often put them on hold and listen to the phone call. So all the calls that come into SWI are recorded and they're instantly readily available. So you'd be amazed at how all of that gets handled. And the mama bear in me comes out. I don't care which one of our team members you're talking about. The mama bear in me comes out and I'm like, and then I ask questions like, I didn't listen to this phone call. And then I'm like, but you said, would you like to listen to this phone call with me?
Right.
But anyways, that's a whole nother topic.
You're right. I got us off topic. Get back to post turtle conversation here. So we went into when you have a post turtle, like the first thing to notice, right? And then the second conversation we kind of ran into was, if you are a post turtle, like, how do you recognize it? So where are we at now?
So you start to build that culture. You really start to dig in, take a step back and make sure that you are actually leading, do your homework, spend the time with them. And then in turn, because you're out, if you're, out in the field with them, or if you're taking the time to ask the questions and go over the parts and, dig into it with your team, you're going to build respect. You're going to build company culture, and you can start to reverse this. Now, I will tell you that time to reverse it is going to take a hell of a lot longer than it took to get it there to begin with. A lot of us in this industry just spew the information that we have. And when you come off with an ignorance of not knowing, it's instantly, and you're in a more senior position, the respect and the morale and everything kind of goes out the door, right?
Right.
So you've got to take 10 times the amount of time to rebuild and to build that. And sometimes it's a matter that you have to take yourself out of the position that you're in, knock yourself back down, start at the bottom. You know what I mean? I'm going to get out with the guys out in the field for X amount of time. And you tell them, listen, I am not your boss today. I am not your manager, your supervisor, your superintendent, whatever title you have. I am here to be your installer. I'm here to be your helper.
It sounds great to hear you, right? Like, but what does that do to the people in the field, right? Now they're on edge. They don't feel as confident. They're worried. I mean, is that a concern with that?
Yeah. And in turn, you have to be able to provide that feedback. Like, man, this is awesome. Like, I didn't know that. Or, hey, but you also have to keep yourself in check. Like, keep yourself in check at that moment. You're not out there to critique them. You're not out there to tell them they're wasting time. You're not out there to do that. You're out there to build a relationship with them. And so could it be salvageable? Yes.
Love that.
So you just have to do your homework and you have to know the knowledge. Another one that if you have a position that's in charge of productivity out in the field and completion, quality control, and you don't know how to read a set of plans, did you put the right person in or did you put in a post turtle?
Or is there a third option?
Well, here's the thing. The biggest thing about a post turtle is not going to recognize any encouragement, any training, anybody that helped them get there, right? They're not going to. The post turtle is going to sit up there and say, look at me. I'm up on this post without all the help and support and encouragement or training or knowledge that was needed.
I think that's clear, right?
So it is. I mean, these are things that I think a lot of people, I love so-and-so, they're great. That's fantastic. Are they the right person for the job? Are they knowledgeable? Do they have, and I'm not saying that you can't hire somebody that's not knowledgeable. That's not what I'm saying, because we often, we can train them. We can train them. Yes, but it's that attitude
is not
that
trainable.
makes them a post turtle.
I agree.
That's what ruins it. And you bring somebody in that's supposed to help you with productivity and help you with execution and help you with quality control or help you with the books. But in turn, they will sink your whole company if you're not real careful. And the same thing goes down to, installers and shop and, an admin that's answering the phone. These are not just, post turtles are just not the people at the top.
I agree.
So, and having some acknowledgement and understanding of where you come from is huge. Have some humility, I guess, in the situation. I would not be where I am at today without the support and the encouragement and the training that I've received.
Absolutely.
And look at your mentors in your past. You see the knowledge and the experience they have, right? And you suck it up, right? You're just like, I want more. I don't want to
tell Brian I've learned anything from him because he's already kind of got a big old head as it is.
I was talking about Yadira, but okay. Yeah. Just saying.
That's what I'm saying.
Be the mentor that you followed or that you admire. These are the ones that are really going to be able to provide full-blown mentorship and leadership within your organization. Anybody that's talked to me outside of the Women of FWA lives know how I feel about post turtles. Another way you can see them is I, me, us, or not. They never say us. They never say we. They never say our team. It's usually I and me. What I do. This is all because of me. There's also no team in that when they're talking. And those are really key points that I pick up on. You of all people know this because I'm like, hey, how many times can we say I in one live? Are you watching so-and-so or this, that, and the other? And you're just like, really? And so Sorry, they're calling on the Google and it's right next to me.
No worries. By the way, your office looks so clean and organized. Like,
so this is not, obviously I'm at home and doing the live from my home office / second business office. So yeah, my fiance and I started another business. So when I'm not at SWI, I'm usually in this room.
what kind of business is it?
So we actually do custom large print pictures on metal. So sublamination, I can do like keychains, pens, earrings, tumblers, Stanleys, patches, like think about it. And we can do all kinds of stuff. And then also James does lasering and 3D printing.
Oh yeah. And how can people purchase your services?
So actually, if you look up VJ307 on Facebook, it is on there. And we're constantly posting new products that we're doing that we just, are throwing out. I actually just did a giveaway basket for a local employment company here in town that actually wanted to feature our stuff. And it's actually currently out on Facebook. So if you go like their page and like the VJ307 page, you're entered into the raffle. And there's like a 40-ounce Stanley in a bag and all kinds of stuff that we put together for that project. So just to help other companies out.
I love it. I love it. Okay. So wrap us up real quick on like your fence turtling.
Fence turtling on the post turtles. Acknowledge it. Don't let a post turtle sit up there too long. Again, it will sink your ship. It will ruin everything that you've built. Make sure that you acknowledge it. If you are the post turtle, make sure you acknowledge it. Start making that correction. Look at your team internally. Look at merit. Do training. Make sure you're putting the right person in the right place that is meeting, their strengths. Don't put somebody up on a fence post that doesn't belong there.
I love it. I love it.
That's the big thing about a post turtle.
Did you read the new episode, the new issue of Fence News?
I have not.
Me either. Mine just came in.
Yeah.
But like, I'm finding this odd. Isn't Blackline usually on the back?
I think so.
That's my homies. He got a new logo. It's really fancy.
It's fancy.
It's fancy. Uh-huh.
What's
new happening at SWI?
What is new? So there was a big old buzz at Fence Tech because we did finally drop the bomb about franchising. So that is
I want one.
We are doing franchising in a whole new way. We are doing stuff that has never been done before. If you are interested in either an SWI franchise or if you are interested in an investor of a franchise, go to the SWIWyoming.com page. And there is a form for you to fill out to be put on our list. So when we are ready to release more information, what is this big old secret Veronica's been working on for a year and a half that's so different than every other franchise out there, you will be one of the very first to know.
I love that.
Very, very excited.
Outside of that, we got a new Facebook page we're working on. It's called FWA en Español.
Nice.
And so I'm getting everything that we do and getting put into Spanish, getting it onto our website so that everybody has access to all of our benefits. That's a big one that we're working on.
So we're going to roll it out in tiers, right? So you're going to see all of the FWA benefits as well as we're working on translating lives. And then in turn, with some time, all of the forms, new information and stuff that we roll out will also be translated as well, correct? With some time.
Me and somebody named Michaela Patterson spent probably an hour and a half trying to make that happen. So just know that it's not coming anytime soon, but it's coming as far as translating the lives.
I absolutely love that the women of FWA, we've got this huge tribe, not just what's on the team that you guys see often on Facebook Live, but I mean, this huge tribe behind us. And then now it's like a whole nother tribe's coming up for us to be able to support, a whole nother set of women in our industry. And I think it's absolutely amazing, and the support. We wouldn't be able to do that part of it or be able to offer this without that support.
Absolutely. No, I love that.
Amazing.
I love the group thing. I guess the only other thing like I want to mention is My Fence Life is doing their open episode tomorrow where you can ask Brian or Sean anything. So I've got the links posted if you want to join. I already have something like 10 people who are like, I'm going to be there that I know about. I'm a little nervous, so pray for me tomorrow.
Can we send anonymous questions?
Oh, I mean, I don't know how, I guess incognito mode on Facebook, is that a thing?
Who's filtering them?
I do.
Oh, that's no fun.
Welcome. Is there anything else you'd like to say before we knock out of here?
Thank you. Sorry. No.
You're good.
Everybody, thank you who's taken the time to watch the live. If you want more information on Post Turtles, I actually have some stuff that I would like to post on the Women of FWA page, and I'll get with Michaela on that, acknowledging it. If you know a Post Turtle, don't be afraid to kick it down. I'm just kidding. Don't. Fix the situation. Fix the situation.
We should have a ticker that says, don't listen to anything Veronica says.
That's why it says warning label right here. See this?
Right.
Brian, you're a little late.
Right. Okay, everybody, that's all we have for tonight. I'm going to hit the end stream button and let everybody know Devin Van Buren's new personal cell phone number. It is 4